Hello, all, and welcome. The topic of this upcoming discussion is on evaluation and measurement with CEO and Chief Learning Officer Dr. Guido Minaya from Minaya Learning Global Solutions, a training services company. In the first episode, we will be discussing the background and different levels of measurement. Stay tuned to learn more. So with me today is Minaya Learning Global Solutions CEO and Chief Learning Officer Guido Minaya. For this topic, we will be speaking on metrics. When we talk about metrics, we are talking about measurement and evaluation of something. That term can be used in almost any scenario, but for today, our focus is on the learning and development side of an organization. So jumping in, what is the background of evaluating training?
Yes, well, my goodness, evaluation and measurement has been around for over 60 years, and it was revolutionary at the time and has continued to evolve, but the basic tenets are still very valid. Donald Kirkpatrick is the godfather of evaluation and measurement and initially defined the first 4 levels of evaluation in his PhD dissertation, and about 20 years later, Jack Phillips added a 5th level of evaluation, return on investment.
So from a learning and development standpoint, what are the metrics that organizations should be or are paying attention to?
Yes, well, I first became acquainted and well-versed on the topic when I was working on my doctorate at the University of Pennsylvania and working at Accenture. My dissertation topic was transitioning corporate education instructors from a traditional classroom model to a virtual classroom model. And this was even back in 2005 when VILT was just a new modality. And I leveraged the the 4 levels of the Kirkpatrick model in my dissertation. And it included instructors from Avaya, Accenture, and Sun Education in my research. It was extremely valid 60 years ago when Kirkpatrick first came up with it and continues to be applied for projects like my dissertation. But the first 4 levels include level 1 is in essence a reaction, like the feedback that we would get from a training initiative. Level 2 is, did actual learning take place? Level 3 is more based on did behavior change as a result of the training initiative? And level 4 is more focused on results. What kind of results did we receive from the kind of training initiative that was conducted?
Okay. In terms of level of effectiveness being measured, you said level 1 is reaction. So what does that entail?
Yeah, level 1 is reaction. And basically there we're looking at measuring how participants in a training program react to it. So as an example, just finished a workshop and I receive a little evaluation form, and it's asking me, did you find the workshop valuable? Was the instructor clear in his or her presentation? Was the materials that you received helpful? So basically we're getting a customer satisfaction kind of a survey on the training that took place.
Okay. Now, level 2 was learning. What aspect of learning are you measuring?
Well, we're taking a look at level 2. We're taking a look at, did the learners actually learn, acquire new knowledge from before they started the class to when they completed the class. So basically, we're going to want to take a pre and post test. A pre-test to show, here's the kind of content we're going to cover in the class. What is your knowledge of it? And they'll answer that and we'll have a score. And then once the class is over, we'll have a post test and we'll ask some of the same questions and then measure how well did they do on the post test compared to the pre-test. So we're measuring the difference of those.
Okay. For level 3, you mentioned behavior change or performance improvement as what is being evaluated. How are those the same or different?
Basically, at level 3, we're looking at, has performance changed? Has the behavior changed? So here we're going to want to conduct an evaluation maybe 90 days, maybe 60 days after a training intervention, a course, and check in with that participant. Do they see a change in how they're handling a particular skill or situation based on that training? We may also ask that participant's manager. We may ask that participant's peers. Do you see a change in Guido based on the course that he attended on this topic? And that's a way that you can get information about behavior change.
So moving on from levels 1, 2, and 3 on to level 4, you had said was results. What exactly are the parameters of measuring results? I'm sure that it is dependent on the focus of why the learning was needed in the first place, yeah?
Yes, exactly.
That sounds like a maybe.
No, but results are, there's so many different types of results, right? So again, depending on the training intervention, the kind of course that you've developed, you would be looking for the measurement of specific results. As an example, did customer satisfaction change? Or more customers satisfied? And if the answer is yes, then there could be a number of factors that are associated with the increased customer satisfaction. Training the customer service reps might be one of them. So you have evidence that there has been a change, it is positive, and those are good results. It isn't necessarily only attributed to training, but training was one of the variables that got improved, right? So depending on the kind of business results you felt you needed to solve for with that class or that training intervention, then you would determine how do you provide and gather the information that can show and demonstrate that those business results were achieved or not achieved.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Minaya, for sharing a little bit about the background of evaluation and measurement, as well as touching on some of the different levels of metrics. In our next episode, we'll be discussing the what, when, why, and how of evaluation and measurement. Until next time.